Hey everybody, this is Darren coming to you from McKeg Art on Instagram and McKeg Art on my new YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in and thank you for subscribing, following my art. I greatly appreciate it. I wanted to share a little bit of with you on how I sketch and how I approach my sketches. A lot of what I use is a Prismacolor, really soft colored pencil. I like to build sketches in 1, 2, maybe 3 different tones. Also like drawing tattoos on skin. I do like a light, like a yellow or orange Sharpie, then I'll go to a red or then a little like a purple or something, just to kind of build the illustration. So you can start out with the lighter colors and be real loose with your sketch and kind of build the shapes. And then you can go with the darker color and kind of tighten up the shapes, put in a little more detail, figure out where you want lines to be. And then you could even go with a third color, depending on where you want to take the drawing, to a darker color to make it even more defined. Just depends on if you're trying to like do a sketch for yourself or if you're trying to sell a Sharpie drawing on some skin to a client. Depends how many colors you can do. But anyway, most of my sketches vary between just the orange Prismacolor, and sometimes I build it and tighten it up with the red, and a lot of times I just go with the orange. It just depends on the mood I'm in and the time I have. So anyway, I've got some 8.5 by 11 paper here. I hope that you can kind of see what's going on here. I'm gonna work on I'm thinking a winged wheel. That's something I do quite a bit of, and it seems to be pretty popular. And they're really, really fun to do. Almost putting wings on just about anything puts it at another level, in my opinion. So anyway, I hope you can see this. I personally, everything I do, I like to do out of perspective. So we're getting just the basic shapes. You've got the outer edge of the tube or the tire, then you've got the rim, and then you've got the profile of the tire, and then you've got the thickness of the rim, like an inside line. And then I'm going to come in just a little ways, and I like to exaggerate almost everything I'm illustrating. This is the hub. And I'm going to drop in the thickness of the rim. Just real light. And then I'm going to come in here with just kind of throw down the basics of what I want the wing to look like. And also just a little bit of the wing showing out here for the perspective. So I've got some basic loose lines. I'm going to go in here and add the feathers. Just real loose. And you can make, it's your illustration, you can make it look like anything you want it to look like. You can adjust it, tweak it, put it in any shape, position you want. And we can even go so far as to have some, kind of like the one I did this morning, I think, where there's like some smoke coming off the tire, like you're, like it's in motion, like it's really roasting. So I've got the basic shapes and lighter tones here, and just, I could even go in and do some shading with the, I'm gonna do a little bit of lighting over here. I'm just gonna go in and tighten up the basic outlines with the orange, just to get the lines down. And even with this orange color, and again, you can use whatever. You could use a light blue and a dark blue. You could use a light blue and a purple. You could use a red and a dark purple. It's whatever you want to do, man. It's your drawing. Define that hub a little bit more. So I like to go in with my orange and do some shading just to put down a base. And then I also like to go over that with a little bit of red. It just gives it a cool effect. I'm currently about, probably the last 5 years I've been working on sketches for a book I want. It's going to be probably the only book I publish, but it's going to be a fat book. It's going to be like 4, 5, maybe even 600 pages. So it's going to be pretty epic. Almost, I mean, practically every drawing I do is going towards that book. So anyway, now that we've got the orange kind of laid down, you can kind of see it there. You can go in with the darker red if you want. And just basically go over everything because you know exactly where the lines are at, where you want them to be. And it gives it a really cool look to have that orange undertone underneath the red. These Prismacolors are super fucking rad, super soft. If any of you have worked with them, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just basically going over all my lines. The cool part about shading with a little bit of the initial color, the orange, is it makes for a really nice base to lead into a darker color. So if I come back into this wing and come in here with some shading, then you could leave it like that if you wanted, or you can come in with the red, and it just makes for a really nice blend. Again, just outlining this stuff. And then the basic shape of the tire. And then we've got the rim. And then the inside line of the rim. And again, this is a fairly quick drawing. And then we've got this, we've got this other wing off here in the distance, kind of a perspective. So you're not going to see as much of it because it's behind the tire. You could even throw in a tread pattern. I'm just going to keep it simple and do like a Speedmaster tire. Do some shading underneath here for a little bit of a shadow effect. And I like to do just odd little dots and lines, just gives it some texture. A little bit of a chrome effect. You can do some dots coming off here. Anyway, you can totally take this as far as you want, but it's the general idea. If I'm drawing this for a tattoo on somebody, I wouldn't even go to this amount of detail. It would just be the line work and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to sign this real quick. But that's my basic winged wheel. A little bit of smoke coming off the front of it because, you know, why aren't we all going fast on our motorbikes? Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. McKegart on Instagram and McKegart YouTube channel. Happy Sunday, guys. keep those brushes wet and keep those pencils shaved down so you're drawing all the time. Thanks for tuning in, guys.